Shata Mohammed, and in this video, I will be demonstrating and explaining my data-driven application called Ultimate Knowledge Quiz. The aim of this project was to create a data-driven application using Python that retrieves data from an API and allow user interaction, stores results, and so on. I chose to build Trivia Quiz application because it clearly demonstrates the API usage, user input, logic handling, and data storage. My application is built using Python with Tcandor library for the graphical user interface, and it uses the Open Trivia Database API to fetch live quiz questions. And I also use Request library to connect to the API JSON to store leaderboard data and pillow optional for loading logos, which actually made it easier. Well, in this video, I will walk through the application, explain how it works, and briefly describe describe how the main parts of the code are implemented. Basically, my application overview comes, my application starts, the home page is displayed, and okay, when the home page starts, when the application starts, the home page is displayed, and from here, the user can like select quiz categories. Here comes the categories, so many, as many they want, and the difficulty level, the type of questions, and the questions basically, and the timer. I also added the timer option because I wanted it to be more like easy to use because like mostly it starts with 15 seconds and the only option is 15 seconds, but I want it to be more like because quiz basically vary from easy to hard. So I think the hard quiz take time to analyze and you have to answer. So I did it. So I'm sorry, I added the timer option. And when there are three buttons, these are the buttons I'm talking about, which is Start Quiz, View Leaderboard, and Help Page. When you tap the Start Quiz, basically whatever you selected, your quiz starts. And then going back to the menu, we have Leaderboard. This shows the users who have played, their marks, their scores, and their name. Basically, I already tested my application because I wanted to check it's working well and not. So these are the users I fed in and their marks. And this is the help button. Okay. Now, well, my app consists of multiple pages such as homepage, again comes the leaderboard page, help, and these are the pages switched without opening new window, which keep my app very clean and easy to use. Now let's go back to the code and for the it's open again. Okay. GUI design and structure. The interface is built using Tcandor frames. Each screen is created as separate class, such as home page is different, quiz page is different, result page is different. And to improve the look of my app, I chose a custom gradient background using a class called Gradient Canva. And these throws a smooth color behind the main content, which is something I wanted for my app to look nice because at the start it was looking very dull. And I'm going to close it. These are basically the creating design page and now API and data handling. The application is data driven because it uses the API Trivia Database API. And here comes all. And the Trivia app class handles all API communication. There are basically two main functions I implemented. The one is fetch categories. Here it comes. And the other one is fetch questions, yes. The one is fetch categories and those fetch questions. So basically, the fetch categories retrieve all the quiz categories from the API, and fetch questions retrieve require quiz based on user setting. And API response is written in JSON format. Each question is converted into question object, which basically stores the question text, the correct answer, and also the incorrect answer. This is what it does, and then answers are shuffled, so the correct answer is not always in the same position. This is something very important, I guess, because if the answers are not shuffled, the user can identify in the next take very easily. And it's not always because why this is why the answers are shuffled and they're not in same position. The HTML entities from APIs such as and quote are clean using HTML and escape function, so quiz can be displayed correctly. Well, then comes the quiz logic and timer. This is all. When the user clicks to start quiz, it comes here, my code. The quiz, the app fetches questions from the API and puts to quiz page. And for each question, the text is displayed like this. And for answers, buttons are showed down and counter time starts begin. This is how the counter is started and the time is counting. It's beginning. This is why the time. And a visual timer bar is also showing as the time runs out. This is what I'm talking about. The app checks if the answer is correct, the score is updated, and the feedback is given. And the next button is also updated. These are the functions basically. And if the time runs out before answering, the question is locked and marked as missed. This ensures the quizzes flow smoothly and prevents the multiple answer. Okay, and then we go to result and leaderboard. Next, oh, menu. This comes the result and leaderboard. After all questions are completed, the app moves to result page, and here user can see total answers, percentage score, and quiz setting summary. The user can also enter their name and save their score, and the scores are stored locally in the file called scores.json. And here's the file. Let's go back. Here's the file. This is basically the file, and here's all the people that used the app. You can save the scores, come back to the app, and total answers, their marks, their percentage, and even when the time also. So the quiz setting summary is that the basically user can also enter their name and save their scores. This also loads the previous scores and save the new scores. And the scores are saved by percentage. Now the leader page displays leaderboard page displays the saved score and a formatted table like the rank, name, score, percentage, date, and time. All of these are the function of what I can say specialization of the leaderboard I added. And when it comes to testing and error handling, I would like to show it specifically in this way. I added in my post tray, and this is where it comes. Here is my testing. Okay, grade me. This is my testing. Testing, basically the testing was carried out to ensure all my main features are working, including the application launch. This is how the application launched smoothly. And there was quiz, the start quiz button that it is working. It was expected that clicking the start quiz button, it should load and quiz should display its first question. And then quiz execution, basically, we could also execute the quiz. And this is the result. I could not show that when I was showing my app because if I would have to show that, I would have to answer all the questions. Then the spot specifically comes. But I can't because we already have specific time to explain our code and walkthrough. So this is exactly how it shows. This is how I played. I chose the option of 5 questions, and it was the category with my science and nature. It was easy, multiple, and 30 seconds. This was the person. It was like you can save the score, and this is how results are showed. I actually added a trophy logo too, and then I also added screenshot. This is basically the screenshots of all the testing I have done and also the video. This where's the video? Here's the video I added, but I'm not sure if this video is working here, but I already mentioned if the video is not working here, you can basically go into the file and here the video works itself. So I think it might work well. This is how it works. This is just a normal walkthrough of my code with how it is. And I also, that this is where I guess I also showed how the results are, the result thing shows up the result page. And well, the errors, definitely errors were supposed to be mentioned. but I was not really sure how much errors to mention, so I tried to mention those errors, which took me a lot of time to solve, but they were not so hard, but actually took me time. So here are the errors I faced, and again, let's go to my file, open preview, and here comes the errors. Here are the errors I faced, and during the development, errors such as syntax error and deleted code formatting and name error were encountered, and these errors were fixed by correcting slip formatting and adjusting the order of UI code. This was basically I had to do, but it took me a lot to identify the error. Whereas coming to the conclusion, this project I hope successfully meets the requirements of data-driven application. It uses external API, graphical user interface, user interaction, local data storage, and testing and error handling. My application runs smoothly and demonstrate my understanding of Python, API, GUI designs, and debugging. Thank you for watching.